Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Friday, May 15th, 2020. We are back here at the arcade, just checking in with everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. We are still not open to the public, but still here at the arcade, still working hard to make sure everything is going to be great once everything opens back up to the public. Still been going through a lot of machines. Again, got here at 6 in the morning. Started right in. Tackled a few projects. We started cleaning up the Revolution X3. It's been sitting here for a few days, and we're just a little behind schedule of where we wanted to be. So many things to work on, and getting there one by one. A lot of reorganization, and the arcade it's in a little bit of a state right now. Just so many cabinets being moved around, but very excited for everybody to be back in with us. No official date yet. The phone's been ringing off the hook. People saying, when can we come? When can we come? And nothing official yet. So just hanging in there and using the time wisely to get everything running 100%. And a lot of fine tuning going on. A lot of projects. We'll get into that in a little bit. RJ, thank you for being here. Greg, hello. Thank you for joining us. Paul saying I'm on time. Me too. We were pretty close. Maybe a few minutes late today, but we're here. We're here getting stuff done. Timothy Roth, thank you for being here, man. Awesome to see you. Jesse joining us. Thank you. RJ joining us. Greg Brandon saying arcade time, wearing my Galloping Ghost Arcade shirt. Thank you so much for representing, man. Very awesome. Sean is joining us, as well as Mike and Waffles and Lumbo. Lumbo joining us. Thank you for being here, man. As well as Dan Icavelli, one of our lifetime members. Awesome to have you here, man. Jay, hello. Thank you for being here. Mike saying, let's see that Revolution 3 player. All right. Again, we picked this up not too long ago. There was a warehouse somewhere in Illinois that we picked it up. And it's just a huge cabinet. Kerry Hoskins there on the side. And then all three guns here working amazingly well. This monitor is super nice. When we got it, it had a 25-inch monitor in it. It's supposed to have a 31-inch, but something went wrong with it. Whoever had it last wasn't able to repair it. So they put in a 25, which you could really tell it looked good, and it was well mounted and well done and everything, but something bigger would have been better. So we actually took that 25 out, and that 25 ended up being the new tube that we used in our Star Wars Empire Strikes Back machine. So that is looking great right now, and we put a 29-inch in this Revolution X1, and it's looking great. So definitely going to be doing a Developers Day on RevX. Hopefully we can get Kerry Hoskins and Jack Hager and George Petro, everybody that was involved on Revolution X to come out. Maybe some surprises for that day as well. We'll see. Shout outs to Jimbo Slice joining us. Jacob, thank you for being here. Paul saying, I look forward to these every day. You make a difference in millions of lives. Do you realize the impact you make? I'm humbled to hear that. It's for me, I just enjoy checking in with everybody, giving everybody an update. What can I say? It's awesome to have an impact like that, and thank you so much for saying it. It's why we keep doing what we do. I've seen the arcade affects so many people over the last 10 years. Like, these games have people are so passionate about them. And it's not even playing, there's people that are super passionate players. We've seen that all the time. But I've seen families connect over games. I've seen people have such memories. And one of the stories I always tell is about NBA Jam. We had a guy come in once, and you can always tell a new person to the arcade because they're like looking around, and it's like, what is going on here? And he walked up to the front counter and he's like, these are all for sale? Like, he just didn't get it. And it's like, no, we're an arcade. We're pay $20 and you're good all day. At the time, it might have been $15, but he's looking. He's like, can I take a walk around and see what you have? And I'm like, oh, absolutely, go in, take a look. We've got it all. So take a look. And you could see him. He's walking in, and he's like walking past. He's in the Street Fighter aisle, and you can just see him kind of like touching the joysticks and the buttons, and it's hitting him. It's kind of all coming back to him, and he came to the end of the row, and he turned and he looked down the aisle, and he just starts crying. And I'm like, wow. I go over to him. I'm like, hey man, you all right? Everything okay? And he's like, oh, I just saw down the aisle. He's like, you got an NBA Jam. I'm like, yeah, NBA Jam. I love it. What an amazing game. Like, who wouldn't have that in their arcade? He's like, oh, it just all hit me coming back. Like, I used to play NBA Jam with my brother every single day after school. We would go to this little diner and they had NBA Jam and I would play it. And he's like, I lost my brother a few years ago. And just seeing that like flooded his mind with memories. And I'm like, dude, go play it, go have a game. And he's leaving. He's like, wow, that meant so much to him. And he didn't stay, and that wasn't the thing. It was him connecting. He had such memories from playing these games. And I've seen parents come in with their kids, and you can tell like the parent is showing their kid Rampage or a game, and the kids are having fun playing it. And it's like, what a strong connection from that. And that is the amazing thing about arcade games. And I literally, like, even on a game like Rampage, like, I played that with my father and my brother, and to see it, I have those same memories from watching other people play it. And that's one of the things that, as far as a collector, like, I love collecting arcade games. It's fun and everything, and I know it's a huge hobby for so many people out there. But there's something else about, like, better than collecting is to be able to share it with the people and just create those memories. And it's just like, there's nothing else like it, I wouldn't think. Like, maybe there's professions out there that get the same. I can't even think of one, though. Like, it's like restaurants, yeah, you're feeding people and it's fun and everything and you're creating memories then. But this is something that was from a different time. And every game, it's like people connect, like Gladiator. Not a ton of people know Gladiator, but the people that know it, a lot of them that are like really into Gladiator, they remember playing it. They know where they played it. They have that connection to it. And that's the amazing thing. And that's one of the big things for me about why I love bringing out new games that people probably haven't ever seen before. Stuff like JJ Squawkers and the Dodon Patchy games. It's like, these are the new games that new memories can be made on. And I don't know, that's just, it's a business and everything, but like, to have something deeper and bigger, and it's something that you could never expect, and was something that I was never thinking about when we were opening this place, but amazing the direction that it has gone. But thank you. In short, thank you, Paul. Sorry for my ramble on right there. Thomas Ross saying, what's up, Doc? It's my favorite arcade legends. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, man. Thomas, I hope you're doing well, man. Justin Fowler joining us. Lumbo asking, how did Danielle do with Flicky? Not the best of nights last night. She got, like, even her off nights are unbelievable. She scored, I think she got like 8 million, which is right around where the old world record was, which is unbelievable. And she's always so hard on herself. If she has an 8 million point game, she's like, oh, I did terrible. And it's like, you realize like a week ago, that was the world record. And she's, oh, but it's not It's not the 13.8 million that she needs. And it's like, you can't, if you could set a world record every time you'd play, you'd be Pete Hahn. Or, no, I didn't say that. But they're world records. They're world records for a reason, because it's one of those things where you're setting that bar so high and it's so difficult to achieve that. And there's so many players that are gunning for the same scores, and every game can't be a world record. But she's going to be back on it tonight, probably around 7:30 or 8. Hope to see everybody there on Twitch, twitch.tv/Galloping Ghost Arcade. We might be showing off the new Flicky poster that Brandon Diaz has been working on, our lead artist down at Galloping Ghost Productions. So anxious for that. David joining us, as well as Hamid. Thank you for being here. Jimbo Slice saying, you seem chipper today, Doc. I try to be. It's another great day. Just here at the arcade working on stuff, just getting ready for everything. Friday, it's all right. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Got a lot of stuff fixed. We got Jackal, which great Konami game. Love it. Ours has always had so much noise in the screen. And it's been one of those things that's bothered me. I always thought it was going to be a missing ground and to the monitor, and ran the ground. That didn't do anything. So just like we just did our new Godzilla cabinet. That had a jitter to the picture. Bad power supply. It's so odd where it's just noise in the line. It's the power supply doesn't technically power the monitor. It goes through the transformer, but the grounds are all connected, and it made it have a jitter just like the noise in Jackal. So swapped out the power supply, and it was a power supply that was in the cabinet when we got it, before we had done the board conversion to be Jackal. Just never changed it. It was all working, and pulled it out, looked at it. It's a cheap power supply. It always pays to go and get quality parts. If you're going to be doing arcade stuff, always go quality instead of cheap, just because you'll have little problems like that. So it's great to have Jackal now 100%. It looks so good. I had a hard time. Doug was back here. Doug Fox, Master Tech at Galloping Ghost Arcade. He was working on the Big Red Cruisin' USA car, and I had to play a couple of games of Jackal because, who doesn't love Jackal? So, Jimbo, I hope you're doing all right, man. Definitely, I will be in touch soon with you on some stuff. I hope everybody is having a great Friday afternoon. Everybody's staying safe and being well. Again, it's great to have everybody here, so thank you all for joining us. Jacob saying, I need to buy a Galloping Ghost shirt. Thank you so much for that. We've got them at gallopingghost.reproductions.com. We've got t-shirts, hats, hoodies, posters, anything you want. So check out Galloping Ghost Reproductions. You can get day passes for the arcade or pinball or both. Definitely appreciate everybody that's been buying things from Reproductions. That really supports us and helps us sustain everything, because we've got 18 employees that we're still paying. So it's been interesting times, and definitely that support goes a long way with us. So thank you all for that. It's been amazing the amount that people have been supporting us. So we really appreciate it. Dan Ancavelli is saying they're saying Phase 3 lockdown is scheduled for June. Yeah, should be. Like, we'll see. Should be interesting. Greg saying invited 6 Illinois State Troopers to the 10th anniversary at the courthouse. Thank you so much for that, man. Very much appreciated. Jefferson Taylor joining us. Brady joining us. Thank you for being here, man. Anthony saying, could you show me the Wacko arcade cabinet? Very unusual cabinet. Absolutely. Let me take a walk over by Wacko. You can hear, I don't know if you guys can hear that. We've got a couple of games on today. Indiana Jones, Marble Madness, Arch Rivals, Mace of the Dark Age. Indiana Jones playing there. Pretty cool. Had to turn up the volume on Marble Madness and fix the player one start button was a little off, and then fix some team holding on Arch Rivals and Marble Madness, and everything else is good. So nice to have that little section 100%. It's been again, just so many things that we're in the middle of. Oh, you know what? I think he has moved Wacko from over there to where did he put it? I think he has it next to I don't normally not like to know where every machine is. I think he moved it down to this aisle. Sam has been busy getting everything set up. You know, I'm at a loss. I don't not like knowing where games are, but I can't remember what aisle he moved that to. I know he has it right next to, it's not next to Cosmic Cruiser, because Cosmic Cruiser is in that row. Give me a minute. I'll be on the lookout. For Wacko. We'll find it in a minute. Again, I don't like not knowing where games are, but it's an odd time of moving stuff around. So you'll have to bear with. Oh, here it is. That's right. Wacko is right here next to Cobra Command. Love that cabinet design. So awesome. That slant. You know, this is one of those things where, so like we got this and this cabinet was in really nice shape. The side art is beautiful, but there's like a lot of weird smearing going on with this panel. And I have a replacement panel. The guy gave it to us when we bought the cabinet. But I don't know. I hate covering up the original artwork when it's not terrible, but this is right on the cusp. It's one of those where some days I'm like, yeah, we should change that. And other days it's like, well, it's the original. Do you really want to cover that up? Shout outs to Chris Tang. Thank you for joining us. How does it always happen? Right by that Primal Rage poster donated to us by legend of the industry, Chris Tang. Worked on the game. He's also one of the International Video Game Hall of Fame inductees. Last time Chris was out here, he was showing me the videos of Primal Rage 2, how he filmed the actual moves. And then they took those videos and lined up all the maquettes, which they used for the stop motion to make the game art. Just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Chris. Paul saying Spy Hunter, Kid Nicky, and also Afterburner 2, next project after Cruisin'. Definitely, we are so anxious to get that Afterburner cabinet fully running 100%. It's been on the list for a bit, and Cruisin' is going really well. We showed yesterday during the stream, Master Tech Doug Fox was tearing it up. The car had moved for the first time in well over 10 years. Now, and everything else on it is looking perfect. It's got the new monitor in it is beautiful. All the lights are working, and it's just a lot of parts, a lot of components, and he should have it. There was these XYZ boards that control the motion, and he's pulled those out. He thinks that it's the last part of the movement that isn't working is tied to one of those boards. So he took that with him tonight. Hopefully he'll have it 100%, and then we'll have motion in Cruisin' USA for the first time in over 10 years. Will said, can't wait to come check you guys out and play some amazing games. Thank you so much for that. There's a lot of them. Where would you even start? It's just we refer to it as the labyrinth. There's so many games. We're so excited to get Canton going because that's going to just make it, it's so huge already. Having that extra building is going to be unbelievable. When we have the whole block, the 100% of it, there's at least, Canton we might break into 2 sections, maybe. It might be 2 different expansions with Canton just to get the new area open. and then get more we want to kind of pace it because we already are so behind schedule. We want to make sure we're ready for August because we have such big plans coming up for our August 10-year anniversary. But once we have all of it, the Canton expansion, the Air Chef expansion, we should be able to have 1,000 machines, and it'll be pretty amazing. We just can't wait for it. Greg's saying, let's see the new R-Type. Absolutely. Take a walk up there. It's still in the Monday mystery spot. It's got to move tomorrow because I think GGA Jeremiah is going to be streaming Contra Evolution tomorrow. Ever since he played and set up the new arcade world record, I've been seeing guys like Nathan Phillips and other amazing players put up scores on it. So he wants to do the second loop as well. Here's the new R-Type released from IREM in 1992. Excellent marquee art by Brandon Diaz again. Thank you to him for doing that. Mike saying, do you replace marquee lights with LED strips, or do you ever let it go out without worrying about it? No, marquee lights, we're pretty on top of them. We've been changing them not to LED strips. We've been using these new, got some right here, they're G8 bulbs, which they're bright. They illuminate the marquees very nice. We are able to take the fluorescence out and splice in a new holder for that, and it just looks great. It's been some like the big giant marquees like the Big Blues and Star Wars trilogies and stuff like that that require multiple of them, but they turn out looking really nice. Shout outs to Brucina. Thank you for who's out in Las Vegas. Thank you, Brucina. Jeffrey is watching and Jordan is watching. Mark Schultz. Mark Schultz is a phenomenal Galaga player that I know. Right there, Galaga. That's his game. Love having you here, Mark. Thank you so much. Mark Landis saying Journey. Love Journey. Huge shout outs to Kerry Cheney and his friend. His name escapes me at the moment, but they helped us get Journey here. So awesome to have a dedicated Journey. Sean and Brady, hello. And Lars, thank you for being here. Good evening. James White saying, am I the only person that has been coming to Galloping Ghost for nearly 10 years? Galloping Ghost has brought a lot of good fun times, rejuvenated myself, and at one time, he was the 2012 Gamer of the Year, Jimbo Slice. There's a few people that have been coming since the beginning. There's been a few regulars that have kind of drifted off, and sometimes they come back for a bit and then take off again. But Jimbo, you're probably the one of the few that has been consistent as you have. So thank you for that, Jimbo Slice. Greg saying, you feel differently in the arcade than anywhere else. You know, this place, you've got that common ground with literally everyone that walks into this place. There's that connection. Like, you can talk to anybody here and just walking past, like, oh, how is that one? How is that game? And everybody will have an answer for you. Oh, I like this one. I like this one better. Have you played this one? It's so unbelievably easy to be social here, which is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Glenn's saying, hey, what's up? Any Macross in there? Oh, absolutely. We have Super Space Fortress Macross. Love it. Such an awesome game. Let me take a walk over there. Brian saying, sell me Killer Instinct 2. Won't happen, man. Won't happen. We don't sell stuff off the arcade floor. People love Killer Instinct and Killer Instinct 2. Not one there's not a machine in here that we would part with, especially since we already got rid of Double Dragon 3. Miguel's saying Primal Rage rocks. We've got 1 and 2. I'll show you Primal Rage 2 real quick because it's right here. And again, how awesome is it? We got Chris Tang, one of the game's creators, right here. There's maybe 3 or 4 boards known to exist. This is the only one that is in an arcade that you can just go play. All the rest are in private collections. had completely disappeared for decades. Nobody saw any sign of that board. And when we put it on the arcade floor, people were going crazy for it. People were traveling in from everywhere. So it's here, Primal Rage 1 and 2. RJ checking in from Canada. Thank you so much for that. Jesse, thank you so much. Sending us 200 stars. Very, very awesome of you. Very generous. Thank you so much. This is our third day in the stars program, so that is very much appreciated. We qualified for it just because we've been streaming so much. Here's Super Space Fortress Macross. An original board. We've got two cabinets that sometimes, just as a space saver, we put two boards in the same cabinet. And we have a 2-in-1 with Mazinger Z. Both games released from Band Presto. Macross in 92. Mazinger Z, which is also known as Translor Z, for those that used to watch it, the old cartoon back in the 80s. That came out in 94. But both original boards, both released from Band Presto. Both awesome games. Love both those. I played so much of the Macross game. And Translor Z we put up later. But I got to spend more time on it because that show is awesome, and the art in both those games are just spectacular. Mike saying you're gonna do some streams, at least these even when the doors are back open, at least once a week, walk through with updates and cool stuff. We are. I had not done much live streaming, and since we've been doing it. Once we are reopened to the public, we're going to keep going. Like, it might not be every single day, but it has been so much fun chatting with everybody and checking in with everybody and just being able to show off the games. It's awesome. So we're going to keep doing that even beyond the lockdown. So hope everybody keeps tuning in. Mark asking, do you have Tron, John Elway's football, and home run baseball? We do have, of those, we do have Tron and Discs of Tron, but no John Elway's football or home run baseball, unfortunately. We've got some sports games, but it's definitely not the thing that we lean heavy into. Paul asking, interesting question, what was your very first game that you acquired in the Galloping Ghost? There's Tron right there, right next to Discs of Tron. So the first batch of games, I had three arcade games that I had purchased before the arcade opened. I had sold two of them. Well, I sold one and gave the other one away. So the other cabinet was basically just like an empty cabinet by the time the arcade was opening up. The first batch of games that we bought, it was 114 arcade cabinets in one package deal. And the first one, so we got all those at the same time, but only 8 of those turned on. Bomb Jack was the first game that worked, but it still needed work. It had control problems and no audio, and I believe the monitor was also it needed work on the monitor, a lot of adjusting. But the first game that we ever got 100% running was 1942, right there. That was the first fully ready for the floor game, was 1942. Ryan saying, how do we give you money to keep you open through all this? I mean, I'm sure you're saving bank on the electric, but still, thank you so much for that. People have been donating through these streams, like with the Stars program or on Twitch. We've had people buying stuff through Galloping Ghost reproductions, which is greatly appreciated. We definitely, I know everybody is having tough times now. We're not the only ones struggling. We're all in this together. A lot of people are not working, and everybody has been so supportive. But we want to make sure, if people want to buy day passes, that's huge for us. And we feel that you get something for it. You can use that towards the arcade. We had somebody buy 10 10 double day passes, so good for the arcade and pinball. They never expire, so we greatly appreciate that. And it does all help so much. It's greatly appreciated. You can order anything through gallopingghostreproductions.com. We take PayPal and everything, so thank you all so much for that. Ryan, really appreciate that. Really awesome of you. Again, the show support from you guys has been phenomenal, and we just can't wait to get back doing what we do. It's been so, like, fiscally, yeah, it's terrible. It's been awful having March and April, our best months of last year. So that income hit was last year is what allowed us to keep growing, keep adding games, making sure everything's getting fixed properly, and we're able to keep running all these awesome events and everything. So those 2 months not being our disposable income this year is going to be tough. So people buying stuff now really goes a long way. So it is hugely appreciated. Mid saying, can we see the Outrun cabinet? Absolutely. But yeah, as I was saying, like the fiscal side is one thing, but we miss everybody so much. It's hard to go 9.5 years and then at 5 o'clock not have the place packed. Outrun right here. Color now is perfect. We went through this whole row. So Outrun, the shake is 100%, adjusted the monitor. Hang on. We fixed the brake after that was broken forever. That was such a tedious repair. Also rejuvenated the monitor, and the rumble in this is back 100%. That looks beautiful now. Super Monaco, this had a slight graphic issue. Monitor, the picture was great, but it had a slight graphic issue. I had a spare board. We swapped a board. That's now 100%. The rumble in this now works too. Turbo had a slight monitor issue. Nothing terrible, but that's all been fixed. Lights have all been fixed, and it's 100% ready to go. It's really such the amazing thing, just being able to go through machine by machine, having time to do it without the additional daily like issues that pop up. So by the time we're able to reopen to the public, everything is going to be so good, and we are so excited for it. Charles saying, can't wait to take my nephew when he is old enough. He's seen pictures and his eyes widen. That is awesome, man. There's a lot to take in. Paul saying, Doc, can you explain the star system? Are they money donations? How does it work? Yeah, so basically you can purchase stars and put them, like you can donate the stars towards people that are doing live streams. I'm still really new to it, so I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but it being our third day, I think you can just click on it and donate that way. So it is hugely appreciated, Paul. Thank you so much for that. Mike saying, what's the most popular wrestling game you have there? Oh, wow. Probably WWF Superstars and WrestleFest. They have all the classic wrestlers and everything. So, and you know, WrestleMania is pretty crazy popular as well. WrestleMania right there. Such a great cabinet. A lot of fun. A lot of history behind that game. And we know a lot of people that worked on it. So awesome to have an original dedicated of that. That we were looking for a while to find an original dedicated one. We had it in one of the aisles, and it's a wider midway style cabinet, so it had to be pushed back a little bit further. And Pete would tell stories about how he would be going through the aisles, turning everything on, and he would look up, and there would just be some guy looking at him, and it's the Undertaker side art. He was always kind of like, oh, geez, not expecting it. It was always pretty funny. Glenn saying, Dodon Patchy, oh, such a good game. We have on Arcade, there's a Don of Don Patchy achievement that a lot of Fred DeHart, Jamie Tibbetts, and Matt Walters were vying for. So Dodon Patchy is a well-revered game here. Greg saying, just saw Matt Mania. It's on my playlist. Lumbo asking, is the signal better in that section now? It's a little, there's some days where it's constantly dropping out here and other days where everything's working great. So who knows? I second that minus the Gamer of the Year. This place is amazing. Thank you so much for that. Greg saying, I'll be cheering for Danielle. She was just texting me. I'm not sure. Hopefully she's still streaming tonight. I'll have to make sure of that. Darren saying, hello, Doc. Todd says hi. Shout outs to Todd. Thank you for being here, man. Felix joining us. What is up, Galloping Ghost? Just doing the walk around. Just been fixing stuff all day, getting ready. We got a few cabinets pulled out. Here we've got our 1-of-1 arena. So this game started as a game called Hexus, which they put it out on test, and it was doing all right, but the game never came out. It didn't earn enough to come out. So they pulled it back, did some retooling, and released it again as Arena. And the hopes was that now that it had these improvements, but unfortunately it met with the same fate. But they really wanted this game to come out. So they then reworked on it. They put it as Wiz Wars and tried it again, and unfortunately it still didn't come out. Wiz Wars was found, and we know where there's one prototype cabinet, but haven't been able to acquire it so far. But hopefully one day. But we've got Arena, pretty close to the same game. Paul saying, you have Indiana Jones. We absolutely do. Right there. Take a walk down this aisle. Mesa Dark Age. Indiana Jones. Marble Madness. Such an amazing game. Pete Gores is so good at that. He's got 129,000 points there. Amazing Brian Colin game and Jeff Nauman, arch rivals. Pigskin 621 AD. Love this cabinet. This artwork of Brian's is so good. Just the whole cabinet is just so super beautiful. Another 1-of-1 unreleased prototype game. This one donated to us by Brian Colin himself. International Team Laser. We got this cabinet pulled out so you can see all this artwork and how absolutely beautiful this game is. Fantasy Zone, outrageously rare. Mr. Do, and of course, the Galloping Ghost spot right here where people can take their picture with the ghost. Shout outs to Fat Chris. Thank you for joining us, man. Gomez saying, hey, man, you guys rock. My kid and I always visit whenever we're in Chicago. Greetings from Mexico City. Thank you so much, man. Hope to see you and your kids soon. Thomas Roth, I'm going to be like Ric Flair with arcade games, man. Cannot wait to have you back out, man. Greg saying Jacker requires beer to play. That's all right. Fat Chris saying, so Silkworm board mysteriously popped up on my doorstep today. Quality over quantity. Happy Friday, fellow arcade nerds. Fat Chris, glad that got there, man. Awesome. And the hoodie arrived? Yes, the hoodie is all right. Shout outs to Chris Davis. Thank you for being here. And Caesar. Efren saying, what are your plans for the Canton building? So, the pass-through, it's going to be very interesting because we've got to have at least one pass-through in the building. The pass-through that makes sense is literally right where we have the Monday Mystery Games. So, don't know if we want to, we have to figure that out. That's going to be interesting. But we've got to get it painted. We've got to get electric work done. We've got to get carpet in there. And then get moving a lot of the games around and get everything set up. And it'll be interesting. Hopefully soon, though. Hopefully we'll be able to do a stream from there in the not-too-distant future and get everybody excited for that. Shout out to Jeff Nauman joining us, one of the legends of the industry. We're just talking about Pigskin and Arch Rivals. Jeff Nauman responsible for those. Amazing to have you here, Jeff. Thank you so much. Mike saying everyone needs to hit that shop now button and support the arcade. Mike, thank you so much for that. It's so greatly appreciated. Again, you guys, the support you guys show us is absolutely amazing. Greg saying run the gauntlet week-long pass. You know, we've been talking more and more about doing the gauntlet. It's coming up. I think we're 3 games away from having the arcade floor 100% working. And I think I'm going to take on the gauntlet myself shortly after everything is up and running. John saying, does anyone else like Atari, Sega, Capcom, Konami make new arcade games that you can have in your inventory? So there's not too many companies that are still making arcade games, unfortunately. Like Raw Thrills, Play Mechanics. Sega will occasionally do something, as well as Namco. But Konami and Atari and Capcom have kind of shied away, so it's unfortunate. It's one of those things where we're really hoping that as more and more arcades are opening up, that people will start to get back into designing and developing arcade games. But we're going to have to see. It's one of those things where with Dark Presence coming out, if it sells, that'll boost a lot of confidence in places. So we hope. Paul's saying, will Galloping Ghost expand to other states, multiple arcades? So maybe at some point we do that. This one isn't done yet, though. So we're just going to keep going with this one right now. Craig asking about Boogie Manor. We do not have that. Mike saying, you mentioned a museum last night during the Twitch stream. I think we need something like that. We're looking into it. There's so much history, and guys like Jeff Nauman have really contributed so many amazing pieces of arcade historic like value that people want to see that stuff. And it would be great to have a museum, to have it all showcased and out there for everybody to enjoy. Brady's saying the games are turned on. Some of them, we've got a few here. Most are off, but it is. And Dan Igavelli saying it's nice to hear game sounds. It always is. Throughout the day before we're streaming, there's a lot of stuff that gets turned on just as we're testing it and fixing the stuff. So there's a lot on. Matt saying Boomeranger monitor fixed. It absolutely is. A simple cap kit. Nothing too difficult to get Boomeranger looking 100%. Stephen Lucas saying that Gottlieb bro. It's nice now. That Gottlieb bro is super nice. Cannot wait to have Jeff Lee and Warren Davis out at some point, and Sam and David Thiel and Tom Malinowski, all the Gottlieb people that we know. It'll be great to have them get a picture in front of them with them and standing in front of the Gottlieb bro. Miguel saying, hello everybody, blessings from Trinidad. I would love to know if you have a game called Time Soldiers. We absolutely do. Love Time Soldiers. Great rotary stick game. I'll walk right over to it. Efren saying, Galloping Ghost is the best in donating 200 stars. Thank you so much for that. So generous of you, man. Thank you very much. Lumbo taking off. See you, Lumbo. Hope you have a good day, man. Hope you have a good weekend. There we go. Time Soldiers is right there. That artwork is... At first, when I saw it, it was like a little like, the artwork on the cabinet is a little not to my liking, but it's grown on me over the years. And it's a cool thing about some of this side art. Like, there's some artwork that out of the box you see it and it's like, wow, that is just a stellar piece of side art. And the more you look at it, like the more detail you pick up on it, like the helmet, and there's just so much... the necklace, everything. It's just awesome. It's awesome. And then there's some other cabinets that it's like, man, do I like this? And it can grow on you. R-Type. Another one that's some good artwork. Another Brian Colin donated RC Squared. One of one. Only prototype of this to exist. Only place in the world where you can play it, right here, Galloping Ghost Arcade. Paul saying Operation Thunderbolt. We can head over to that. Greg saying Wacko looks fun. Never played it. A great game. You're trying to shoot matching enemies. So you like stun one enemy, and then if you shoot the wrong enemy, it unstuns that enemy. But if you shoot the right enemy, they'll disappear. Paul saying Dance Dance Revolution. Maybe one day. We need to get a lot more space before we start getting the those huge rhythm games. Operation Thunderbolt right there. Charles saying, what Romstar game had a multi-directional... Yeah, that was Time Soldiers. Greg saying Chris Tang is famous. He is. That guy is... He's been at so many events and done... He's awesome, man. Ryan saying, gallopingghostreproductions.com, you say? Don't mind if I do. Thank you so much for that. Jeff Nauman saying, don't forget about Star Trek Voyager. Star Trek Voyager is so good. Thank you for that, Jeff Nauman, the creator of the lead programmer on so many of these amazing games here. Thank you so much for being here, Jeff. Really, really awesome of you. Lars saying, when do you think the next auction will be? Looking forward to it. The last one was a lot of fun. The last one was awesome. Actually, you know, we're going to announce something probably tomorrow. It's Jeff Nauman related. So the next auction is going to be not today, but next Friday. So stay tuned for that. John saying, will you be getting Firefox from Atari? Love Firefox from Atari. Great Laserdisc game. Not here on the arcade. Maybe it's in the vaults. Who knows? Stay tuned. Every Monday, 5 p.m. Central, we put a new game on the arcade floor. So maybe that'll be next week. Who knows? Mike saying more play dates with Doc. Maybe those are going to be pretty infrequently thrown up there. So we'll see. We'll see. I know George was the. We've got a few of them planned. So we'll see. Brian spent some money on that Afterburner back in the late 80s. Oh, Afterburning was... I couldn't even tell you how much money I put in Afterburner. Thomas saying, how's the Star Wars coming along? Still want to see that streamed. Very soon, man. We've been so... Danielle's working so hard to get her stream done. Jeremiah's filming Contra tomorrow. As soon as he wraps it up, he'll probably be done tomorrow. So after that, we can move on to Star Wars. So very excited for that. But it's coming, Thomas, for sure. Paul saying off-road. Definitely take a walk over by off-road. Did a cabinet upgrade on that. We finally put the artwork on that control panel that was missing. Bothered me so much for the longest time. Looks so much better now with that art panel in there. This was just black for the longest time, but it really just completes it and makes it 100%. So pretty happy to have that on there. Stephen Lucas saying the Garcade is reopening on May 19th. I saw that. Very excited for the Garcade out in Wisconsin. Very happy for them. They have a great plan in place, saying that they're talking about the masks and gloves and how to social distance and stuff. So huge congratulations to the Garcade for getting a reopen. That is awesome. And I'm sure it will go well. And I know there's going to be a lot of people packed there. Make sure you're checking out the Garcade's Facebook page, and because it's an awesome thing to see. Shout out to Jeremy Fox over at Prince Arcades. I know me and him, we're both waiting to get that word of when we're able to open. Chris saying, what's the Garcade? Garcade is a great arcade out in Wisconsin. I forget the town that it's in, but absolutely amazing place. Was out there. Me and Jeremy traveled out there on their opening weekend. Gar Nelson is the owner, good friend of ours, and awesome to see him doing well and making it through these tough times. So make sure you check out the Garcade and Prince Arcades as well. Those guys are both awesome. Greg saying, play all the Darius Burst games in a row. That's a glorious day. Yeah, that would be a lot of time. Darius, there's a lot to that game. Darius Burst EX right there. Kyle saying, whoa, Galloping Ghost is reopening May 19th. We haven't said that, but that would be nice. But I haven't heard that. Paul saying, I'm hopping on my horse, gonna come from Vegas to Brookfield. Tim saying, howdy folks, hope everyone is well and healthy. You know, hope everybody is doing all right, man. It's crazy times, and it's one of those where we just want everybody to be safe and do well and help each other, and when the arcade gets back open, that'll be good. Yeah, the Garcade is opening May 19th. Not us, unfortunately. Nick, what is up, man? Awesome having you here. Stephen Lucas saying it's an Garcade's an arcade in Wisconsin, where the after party was after Midwest Gaming Classic. Absolutely. Kyle saying, love to play some Street Fighter with some people when I come back. Let me know when you're here, man. We'll play a bit. Tim saying it's in the hunt. Greg asking what was left of Three Stooges. So let's go through the whole row, why not? Because who doesn't love the Gottlieb, bro? You got the original Qbert, followed by Faster, Harder, More Challenging Qbert, and Qbert's Cubes, then Mad Planets, followed by Arena, unreleased prototype, followed by Argus, another unreleased prototype, Juno First, super awesome game, followed by Crow, Three Stooges, then Reactor, and Mach 3, Us versus Them, the two Laserdisc games, and then Exterminator in its awesome house cabinet. How cool is that? Kevin, hello. Happy Friday to you, man. Glad you're being here. Thank you. Mike saying the two best stress and anxiety relievers are the gun range and the arcade. You stop thinking about stuff and stay focused on what's in front of you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dan Icavelli saying Primal Rage rocks on Jaguar. You know, you're bringing up Primal Rage and we just happen to be right here again. How it works like that, I don't know. Anthony's saying, do you have Dig Dug Part 2, my son's favorite game? He only plays the original Dig Dug. So Dig Dug 2 is outrageously rare. It was only released in Japan, and of course we have it, because if you were going to be wanting to play Dig Dug 2, somebody's got to have. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. You guys, it really means a lot to us. Dan Allen can't say. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened there. Almost lost you guys. Thank you guys again for donating. Dan Allen, can't wait to have you back as well. Matt saying, I love Bomb Jack. Such a great game. Brucina, thank you again for tuning in. Paul, thank you for being here. Shout outs to you both. Brian saying, I think that Sinistar shirt looks pretty sweet on the website. Sinistar, so Jack Hager, that is of the oil paint, or the painting Jack Hager did of Sinistar when he originally created the character. He has that painting hanging up in his office, and he was kind enough, the first day I got to meet Jack Hager, he brought that with him. Scott Pekulski, another legend of the industry, who's worked on so many great games, brought him in. And it was like, oh man, this is the guy that made Sinistar. He's like, how awesome is that? And he worked on all these other games, Hit the Ice, NHL Open Ice, Joust 2. And it's always so incredible to meet the legends of the industry. And we've got so many other pictures up here at the arcade. Jack Hager, right there, and Jeff Nauman. Where's Jeff Nauman? Right there. It's so awesome. Chris Tang is right there. it's just so awesome to be able to get to talk to these guys. And Jack brought with him this artwork that was just mind-blowing to see. And he was kind enough to let us replicate it on a t-shirt design. So it's so awesome to have that on the website, on the Galloping Ghost Reproductions website. Greg saying, every time you walk by Forgotten Worlds, I get all excited and tingly. Well, there it is, right there. Efren asking, I forgot, do you sell popcorn there? We do not. You know, when we opened, we did, but it too many problems with it. Miguel saying the exchange rate for out is like $1 to $7 in Trinidad. Once I get to travel, I'll be coming to meet you guys. Just need to know there are any motels close to the arcade. There are. There's the Colony, and the Roadway Inn is also really close. Like, Colony is literally like a block and a half away. So always a great place to stay. Gino asking, did you announce plans for the next auction yet? It will be next Friday. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Got some really, really cool stuff that we're going to be auctioning off this time. So hope everybody joins us for that next Friday. Mike saying, you know that Imperial Oak bought Brixies. Maybe you can get some space there and for a smaller Galloping Ghost beercade. I think Brixies always had a solid arcade setup, and they had pinball machines and stuff. So I'm sure if they wanted it, they'd be able to do it on their own. Brady's saying R-Type Leo is a spin-off. It is the third in the R-Type series. R-Type, R-Type 2, and R-Type Leo. Shane's asking, do you sell season passes? We have yearly passes. We have daily, monthly, weekly, and yearly passes. Again, you can check those out on gallopingghost.reproductions.com. Joseph saying, good morning from Tokyo. Oh, thank you, man. Awesome to have you tuning in from Tokyo. Very awesome, man. Greg saying, I love the art on Arena. It's so good. I remember we were getting ready to go to Midwest Gaming Classic, and we were taking it with, and Jeff Lee was like, oh, let's do some side art real quick. And he showed up the morning before we were loading up, and he did the side art stencils on the cabinet. And we've got 2 paintings that he did of the Arena art. One is framed. They're actually both for sale. Jeff Lee has them for sale here. One is framed and one is not. But those are signed by Jeff. They're numbered. There's only 4 of them to exist. That's number 1 and 2. So the other 2, I think he has those at his house still. Miguel saying, thanks, man. Would love to come to the arcade. Stephen Lucas saying, have you got sounds out of Arena yet? Still working on it. I think Doug is working on something tomorrow, but we will see. Greg asking, is Evil Otto in frenzy? Oh, he absolutely is. Lisa asking, what did you do before the arcade? So, wow. I opened my production company in '94. So, just been working on games, and before that, sold stuff on eBay, and worked at Babbage's. Was my last in 2000 was 99, maybe 97. No, it's 97 was the last year that I worked for a company, and that was for Babbage's, where just sold video games and computer software and stuff. Greg saying, we need a real ghost to haunt the place. We've heard noises around here. You never know. Paul asking, is the arcade haunted? Could be. But who knows? We always hear our gum ghosts screaming no, as in no gum. Thomas Roth asking, Doc, are you going to acquire a WrestleMania pinball machine? Probably not. It's a very cool game. I was talking with Ken Walker about it not too long ago. cool game, but not one that, as much as I like the wrestling and stuff, I think we'd pass on that for pinball. We have more of a horror theme going, and but you never know. You never know. Miguel is saying, do you have Combat Tribes and Time Soldiers? We do have both. Combat Tribes, I think, is kind of blocked off at the moment. There's a few games in front of that, so otherwise I'd show it to you. Greg saying, the Illinois State Troopers prefer the original Rampage. Some officers say saw my shirt today, and all asked about the Galloping Ghost Arcade. They like Mancow too. Mancow's been so good to us. He keeps mentioning us on the air and stopping by, and awesome to have Mancow and Love Cheese here. Rampage. Who doesn't love Rampage? Amazing Jeff Nauman, Brian Colin game. Rampage World Tour. Tony's saying, what are your thoughts on Cosmotrons and Deathball? Will the arcade ever see them? Cosmotrons, I've been talking with those guys for so long. They're so amazing. Their game is awesome. Played it. We've had events here. Hopefully one day. Their cabinet is definitely big. It's probably the biggest problem is just a space issue. But we'll see. We'll see. Thomas Roth saying, I love my hat. Galloping Ghost hat is high quality. You gave that to me at Chicago Pinball Expo. Absolutely, man. I've got some stuff set on the side for next time I see you. I got some stuff for you. It was so awesome hanging out at Pinball Expo, man. Cannot wait to see you again. Mike saying, I hate to see the electric bill when all the games are up and running. Yeah, it is. It's a pretty horrendous thing. I never like getting that ever, but Paul saying, I noticed that you have two versions of Q*bert. Is there one where you hear Wrong Way and Ugh and the snake falling off, and the others, those sounds are missing? Well, the big difference in the Q*bert and Faster, Harder, More Challenging Q*bert is just that. It's faster, harder, and more challenging. It's the original vision that Warren Davis had for the game. Stephen Lucas saying, about 20 minutes behind. Gary saying, my favorite stream of the day. Thank you so much for that, man. Ryan asking if we have Panic Park. We do not. Greg saying R-Type 4 on PS4. There's been a lot of compilations of R-Type, and play it on whatever platform you can. It's absolutely amazing. Mike saying it takes a while to answer questions. Yeah, I do prattle on and ramble on and on stuff, so sometimes it does take me a bit to get to the questions. So sorry if it's taking a little bit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Operation Thunderbolt is so awesome. There's Operation Wolf, Operation Thunderbolt, love them both. They're just so good. Dennis Day Jr. joining us. Thank you for being here, man. Thomas Ross saying, Doc, I'm not too familiar with Japanese arcade games. Which ones are some titles that aren't fighting games? Oh, man. There's a ton of shmups. There's a lot of classic stuff that didn't make it here. That's some of the coolest stuff that we have in the vaults. We've got a lot of everything in the vaults, but there's a lot of classics that I'm anxious to put out there. There's just so many. There's so many. You need to know what genre you're focusing on. Greg saying all the games are listed on the website. They absolutely are. GallopingGhostArcade.com. Click on games and you'll see all 767 games that we have here. Mike saying we need a stream from pinball so we can see VarCon. I was talking with Ken about that. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Scott Pekulski joining us, another legend of the industry. Scott, thank you so much for being here. This is turning into a who's who. We've got Scott Pekulski, Jeff Nauman, Chris Tang, a powerhouse of industry celebrities here. Paul saying Commando and my favorite Pyros, both great games. Joseph saying, please give us a sneak peek of the auction next week. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. I know people like to see beforehand, but we keep changing things up, so we'll have to see if we can do that. Paul saying, Paul and Greg saying, Afterburner is an all-time favorite. Amazing soundtrack. Oh, it is so good. That's one of the big things we've been going through machine by machine, making sure that all the sound is going to be just right. There's some stuff that was too quiet or the audio wasn't working. We're tearing through that list, making sure everything is going to be perfect by the time we open back up. Kevin saying, hey, Doc, I've never been to Chicago, but when all is good, me and my son want to go to your arcade, hopefully this year. Thanks for everything. Thank you. We can't wait to have you. It's been so awesome talking to everybody in these streams. When you guys are coming out, let us know. Like, if you guys want to tour around the arcade or anything or chat and say hi, just let me know. I'm happy to talk with everybody. Paul saying, does any arcade have even close to the amount of games you have? So Fun Spot was the former largest arcade in the world, according to Guinness. They had 612 games, but that was counting all their pinball and all their redemption and skee ball and coin pushers and anything that took a credit or a coin was counted in their total. They had about 400 like video arcade games. Since then, they've actually kind of they've reduced the amount of games. They've brought in other elements to Fun Spot. I think they expanded indoor golf and bowling and stuff. So it's, from what I've heard, there's like that was the former largest. The arcades in Japan, it's hard to get an exact count of games. But yeah, from what I've heard, there's nothing really even close. Alan saying Tecmo Bowl, love Tecmo Bowl, right over here. Got that not too terribly long ago. Original dedicated cabinet. That side art, we got to reproduce that side art and get both sides covered. Carnival, the greatest show on earth. It's me. Oh man. Awesome to have, like, we're looking forward. We want to do a Carnival event eventually. We've got, let's see. Oh, we shuffled those around. We've got some Carnival posters here still. Thanos, I'm doing well. I hope you guys are all doing well too. Fat Chris saying if you're traveling in, Airbnb. It's cheaper and easier to deal with. He's done it twice now. Steve asking how my Friday's going. My Friday's going tremendously well. It's been great chatting with everybody. Spent the day working on all the cabinets. Got a lot of stuff fixed. A lot of audio issues that we've been dealing with and just minor monitor stuff. So excited to have everybody back and see the progress that we've made. Thomas Ross saying definitely coming by with you and your older sister. Awesome, man. Can't wait, man. Scott Pekulski donating 100 stars. Thank you so much for that, man. You're so very, very generous. Thank you, man. Very much appreciated. Tommy Waffles joining us here.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for the support, guys. Catch us live Twitch tonight?
I'm thinking so. I have to make sure, though.
Right.
I've not heard, so.
I'm here to set up, make sure everything's squeaky clean.
Thank you, man. You're going to have a stream tonight, hopefully. Tim Peterson, real ghost comment. No, they don't. Serving the USS Cole wasn't enough for me. Paul saying, so proud of the empire you have built. You have legacy that will never be forgotten. You have made your mark. Thank you so much for that, man. Very, very much appreciated. Greg saying, invite some famous people to the anniversary party. We're working on it. We're trying to get a list of celebrities here. It should be good. Brady saying, tomorrow do a live video with a microphone. That might be difficult, but we'll see. We'll see. Chance asking how I'm doing. Chance, doing great, man. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's feeling good and being safe. And, I can't wait for this all to be over. So, Tim saying, I'd love to see another stream in the production office so you had more stuff to show off. Absolutely. You know, that's maybe tomorrow we'll be at the production offices. David saying a bit late to the party. Yeah, you're here, man. That's all right, as long as you made it. Fred DeHart, former Game of the Year, Fred DeHart joining us. Thank you so much for being here, man. Awesome seeing you. Brucina and Paul saying, sends her love. She'll be joining me when I come. Can't wait to have you, man. Fred DeHart asking if Jeremiah has won the belt yet. Not yet. Still working on it. Tom threw in a monkey wrench on Jeremiah's undefeated streak and took one of the games. So we'll see if Jeremiah can pull it off. Greg asking where Pete Hahn is. He's at home today. Hopefully he's going to be back here. Well, he'll be here on Monday for sure for the Monday mystery game. Jeffrey donating 100 stars. Thank you so much for that. Again, it's only our third day doing stars. You guys have been so amazing with that, and it is so tremendously appreciated. Thank you for all the support that you guys have shown us. On that note, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream. We will be back tomorrow. Paul asking, do you have the giant 4-player X-Men? We have the 6-player X-Men, the super deluxe 6-player X-Men cabinet. That was donated to us from a church. Like, awesome to have that here. Just love the game. So good. But as I was saying, that's going to wrap it up for us today. It's been great chatting with everybody. Thank you for the stars, everybody. You guys are amazing. Efren, thank you. Have a great night. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll be back tomorrow for sure. Fred saying, I'm glad you're doing well, Doc. I definitely miss the arcade. Thank you, man. We can't wait to have you back. Chris, you take care too. Dan, take care. Mike, thank you so much. Jeffrey, you and your crew take care. Thank you so much, man. Everybody, hope you have a great Friday night. Stay safe and be well and stay positive. You know, it's I think we're coming to the end of this and things are going to be good. And when everybody's back here, we're going to really enjoy things. We won't even remember all this craziness. So thank you, Thomas Roth. Celebrating our 40th anniversary, your 40th birthday. Thank you so much. Cannot wait, man. Cannot wait to have you guys back out, man. It's going to be awesome. Thank you all. Hope to see everybody on Twitch tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much. Thanks, everybody. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and we hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night.